All right, let's get into a live game. Yeah, this guy, we've seen him before. He's one of the higher ranked players in the world, so it's going to be a challenge, but he may not be the best at defending against our strategy. And that's all that matters. Okay, so what do we get? I think quick supply makes a lot of sense. Missile spec could also be good, but I'm leaning towards this. So we're going to go for the arc light here no matter what. I guess if he has the if he has fangs, then we go for the hounds. That's the only consideration here. All right, so time for the arc light. And we'll position it like this. Not really sure if the arc light's supposed to be on the outside or not. Seems like it'd be better on the inside, but I don't know. Maybe this is more recommended. So I actually recommend it like this. Yeah, I think this is reasonable like this. Supply spec, okay. I guess the benefit of having the arc light on the side is maybe it looks like the arc light's going to be targeted before the last tank here. Or wait. No. Yeah, I was going to say maybe the maybe it just allows the arc light to kind of survive longer. So close. It looks like we probably win this, right? But I don't know. We could actually lose this, but looks like he's gonna get a level. We're not gonna get a level, but yeah. I'm not super worried about the arc light getting a level, but this is gonna be a bad tower timing for us. Oh wait, never mind. That's reasonable. All right, I guess we just go for this. And do we go for the Fire Badger now? Probably, right? I mean, the Fire Badger doesn't do anything now, but we're just setting it up for next round. It does, he will know, it'll be more likely that he knows what we're gonna do, but I'm just worried about the extra deployment. So next round we get 600, 300 of it goes to the technologies. I think it's fine. We'll float 200. I don't quite like this floating 200, but kind of don't want to overplay our hand because there's a chance we don't go into like Ray Oil, and we don't want to discourage him from building like chaff and squishy units. So we win this anyways because lack of AA. That's why the round 2 Phantom Ray is so strong. And the fact that he went Storms is very bad for him. Like that's and also the subsidized Stormcrawler card. You know, we're absolutely not playing a ground game here. So Wasps, I think, are automatically really good here. Maybe go just like this. Just 2 squares back, I think is fine. And now we're going to get into our hounds. So we could go for 1 more hound here. I think we do need to consider having the late hound. So maybe like 2 here, kind of like early hound, and then, or maybe we could have like 1 early hound, 2 late hounds. I almost prefer the late hounds more than the early hound because, yeah, they're... kind of want this guy to split up. Maybe we go with the 2 just to make sure we don't mess it up, and then we'll have 1 as the backup. Could level him up, but potentially don't need to. Alright, so he's got the Mustangs. He's ready for the anti-missile. He's going to lose hard this round, I think. If I were him, I would have clicked the anti-missile already, but maybe he wanted to play it safe, but it's pretty clear that the anti-missile would be good, since we're also committing it a lot by going round 2 Phantom Ray. So you got a level 3 marksman, but we're not too worried about the marksman now with the Hound Oil. So now the game plan is, can he stop the fire? Can he stop the fire missiles from landing? Is this question. I think we might have to go for this. But we don't want to flank him because we want the Mustangs to go forward, I believe. This does give us a lot of utility. So maybe we just go for it. I think we put another hound, you know, down somewhere. Since this is already going here, I don't know. I want to... should have probably put this one here, more on this side here, but... okay, so... more Phantom Rays, right? Upgrade probably good, but... we... kind of... if we upgrade this, we have to get another Firehound. I'd almost rather go for another Phantom Ray, but it kind of does... upgrading does make it more potentially tanky. I don't think we need any more Firehounds, so let's just go for the extra one. This is fine. In fact, this helps us because makes the hounds arrive a little later. Anti-missile, obviously. The oil doesn't land here, which is not good. But we lose this automatically, but most of the army is actually here. Now the oil will come in. Actually gets blocked because there's not enough units here. So we do have a little bit of a problem here. It's because of the flank, and he's going to flank the other side as well. I think we just have more stuff here. I think this is just a sell. Unless we want to go with the... so we go the Rhino with the armor. Could be quite interesting here, but... it's only going to work for a round, I guess. But we could win by the time he manages to solve this. He's selling out of the steel balls. So I wouldn't mind this play. Is it the most money as well? 450 versus 500? Okay. Just 200. Yeah, maybe not a horrible idea on paper. Let's go for it. It's a bit risky. Hopefully we kind of don't mess things up. We could also put them here, since we don't necessarily want to delay these guys. You can just put them here. So they kind of run forward. But the flanks is kind of okay. Let's try it here. And more Phantom Rays. Start missiling this. Start missiling this as well. Kind of too scared of the flank situation, so we'll do this. I don't want to take a risk on the flank. Oh, this is not good. Yeah, it looks like the Rhinos were a bad play. The positioning is maybe too far back. Maybe it's fine. I don't understand how this doesn't ignite. There's just not enough dogs, I guess. So very bad on the ignition front. We managed to mess that up pretty badly. I wonder if the flank would have been better now. I think we skipped the spell here, right? I think we have to go for the spell. Like it's not good for him to shield so far back here. And I don't know. You'd think here, but he's probably gonna, if he puts shields, he's only gonna put it here. You would imagine. So it's kind of tough here. Like we don't want a missile here because we want the late hot dogs to come in. And probably need to go burst or something on the Phantom Rays. Don't mind them to come in from different angles. And we're gonna borrow. Just go maybe, I don't know, maybe an extra dog since we're gonna be EMP'd ourselves. Maybe sell out of one of these guys. Maybe throw down an oil here. Maybe a little more aggressive. Alright, so yeah, the only question is if we can get the fire missiles to work here. The melter is not scary on its own. It's just it's the missile interception that's causing a problem. The fire missiles. Here we go. We get ignition here, so we could spread this, but here, yeah, it says okay. Wow. All of the sudden, like it's like seeing your dreams all of a sudden go up in a burst of flames. I think potentially the missile, the burst technology helped with what we were trying to do there. You skip. Keep upgrading. Maybe the Rhinos are useless now. Probably should never have gotten the Rhinos to begin with. Don't mind having extra dogs though, because the problem is just the ignition. We're not worried about multi-melter. We're not worried about all that stuff. Cloak could be okay, but not necessary. So I think we just need more bodies. I don't mind spreading out the bodies also. Like this is not horrible for us just to have stuff coming in at different times. Probably sell this instead of selling the other one. But he might do the if he does the trick here, that's actually good for us. the Stormcrawler cheese. So just have another one here. It's coming in a little bit later. Get the extra range, borrow. I don't know. Maybe it's kind of awkward. Maybe this. I mean, don't know what we do here. Maybe this. Maybe another missile like here. So he's got multi-melters now. What we need to do is we need to get Cloak, I think. If this goes another round, which I think there's a good chance, like he might be able to win this. But Cloak isn't helping super much because it's like once they get into this zone, they're going to be on Cloak the whole time anyways. Looks fairly decent for him. So he doesn't have the suck technology, which is good for us. And so we go Cloak. Phoenix could be okay. Wraith, not necessary. Steel Ball, useless. We have to sell out of something though, so this is worth 300. This is worth 300 each. Right. But the Wraith is gonna die real quick. This is worth 300 each. I want this, but it's not good money. Typhoon might be somewhat useful. Yeah, do we go Phoenix even though it's horrible money? No, I don't think so. It's just too much money to lose. Cloak. And just way more. I think just way more. That was a really good missile from him. Bad for us. But we kind of can't get shield, given that he's got the multi-melter. The shields don't do anything. The extra damage would have been potentially good. Just because this, well, he's still level 1. Should be game. But I'll tell you, it was a little close. My heart was kind of pounding there for a second. After he won that last round. Multi-melter needs the suck technology, I think. And it needs a high-level melter. Generally speaking, do not build melting points into Phantom Ray spam. This is good, except for that when it burns, it just goes to nothing. It's ineffective against the burst, but it is very effective in certain ways. But the problem is, if one missile goes through, half of the Mustangs die instantly, which means the other half is completely useless. So then pretty much as long as one missile goes through, and it doesn't even have to go to the Mustangs, it just goes to something here, like the crawlers that were kind of going forward. Yeah, once the fire started there, sometimes it can spread beyond that. So it's a very risky strategy to go mass Mustang. Now in retrospect, he probably thinks, well, like if he just didn't go all this and just put more money into melting points and having suck, he could probably take care of this. It's just that all this stuff, as long as it lights on fire, including all the chaff, it just becomes instantly useless. So what I would suggest is like, if I had to rebuild the board based on the economy, I would have tried to go like sledgehammers, like chaff that are a little bit like more resistant to fire, maybe sledgehammers with armor or stuff like that. Preferably higher level, stuff like that, just to act as body blockers, and then having suck high level melting points with an item all over here. Then it's kind of then it'd be really tricky, because then all of a sudden, half of the rays are gone before before half the tanks are gone, and then once they get on top, then I mean, it's it could look really bad. So this was kind of easy, simply because he didn't have the suck technology, and his melting points were basically a level 1 except for this guy. So yeah, when the rays, especially level 2, level 3, they can they're doing like 10 or 30 missiles per pack at 3300, so 99k damage per shot. So that's going to take out a level 2 melting point with just one pack. It just one shots it. So, and the fire kills everything else. So yeah, I mean, just pretty much, as soon as the fire's down, it just goes in and one shots the melting points, which is not good. With the suck technology, is actually pretty strong. Like it would get to the point where if he had a level 3, level 4 with the suck, yeah, I would almost be forced to have to use a EMP or something, and it's not very reliable. Like if the EMP can land, or the whatever units delivering the EMP. Anyways, hopefully that was enjoyable, and see you in the next one. All right, guys, let's just take a look at what would have happened if we did the Rhino flank. So round 5 is the Rhino round, and the opponent goes from 2400 to, actually we lose 1300. Okay, so we lose 1300. But why don't we see what happens if we so the Rhino was a very bad play, especially on our side. I think that's confirmed now. Let's see how it would have looked if we put it in the flank like we originally were thinking. The reason I don't like to put stuff in the flank is it seems like it's a high risk kind of thing to do, and we're just not super experienced with flanking. We're not like the rat. Like the rat is, the master flanker. He knows what he's doing. We're not sure, because like, what if this all of a sudden dies real quick or what? But I guess since we tech the armor, we should have went into it. We should have went with the more risky play. I mean, the positive thing is that we initially wanted to put it here, meaning we initially knew what the right play was, and we only decided against it because we were kind of didn't want to take risks, or so we thought. But once we see how well this does, we will understand that it's not really taking a risk or not taking a risk. It's like the difference between throwing the game and winning the game, right? So you do get gun shy about putting stuff here. It feels like when we put stuff here, it's like we don't get it back, but I don't think it's necessarily true. So we end up doing 1500, 1600 damage, and that's from losing like 1300 damage. So that's like almost a 3000 HP swing there, just by putting the Rhino in the flank or Rhino in the back. So yeah, I guess we have to trust our intuition a little bit more, and I guess yeah, we just have to trust ourselves sometimes. It just feels that sometimes, when you do this, you could potentially throw the game, but I mean, putting it here just made no sense either. I don't know. Anyways, it was a really bad play, and I'm surprised that we were able to still win after making such a horrible play. It just goes to show that whatever the opponent was doing, which was multi-melter, without the suck technology, was so weak that even though we threw around completely with useless units,
or semi-useless units because they were tanking for the multi-melter a bit, we were still able to win convincingly. And going back to the last round for the opponent, I tried a couple things, but I wasn't able to make it win. So he was in a really bad spot with the melter committal. And I just think that's just because it's not the right unit to counter the Phantom Rays. All right, guys. Hopefully that was fun. See you next time.